Right, UFC 301. Everyone was calling it pony, but in the end, it turned out to be a really solid card. It was always going to be a tough job to follow the epicness of UFC 300, but I think it did a pretty good job. Let's take a look. First of all, Paul Craig. Look, I love jiu-jitsu as much as the next guy, but this keep dropping down to the floor every 30 seconds and looking up longingly at your opponent to come and join you, like John Jones in a steam room, ain't the one. Or try to pull guard every time you get clinched. It's embarrassing, mate. Also, he gets so into warrior mode in the lead up to fight night, with the face paint and getting all serious and broody, like Yuri Prohaska on fucking Halloween. All of that, and then he gets in there and butt scoots. Come on, mate. And who's going to break it to the poor fella about head movement? His neck was stiffer than John Jones watching Brokeback Mountain. I mean, I like the guy, but after a round of all that bollocks, you want him to get knocked out. And he did. Nice job by him. Michel Pereira was class as usual, always a joy to watch, especially now he's at 185. Definitely the right weight class for him. He is a crackpot, but he is a great addition to the UFC roster. There was a bit of controversy about the backflip possibly being a knee to a grounded opponent. Gav up. It hit his shoulder. Big up Michel. And then on to Anthony Smith. Holy shit, he won a fight. I mean, obviously, anyone in that division knows that if he shows up that night, they're in trouble. He just has a strong tendency to not show up those nights. He did look like he could have been in a little bit of trouble on the feet, but he did a great job jumping straight on that ghillie. Dustin would have been sitting at home shedding a tear. And even though Smith secured the win, somehow Alex Pereira got the victory, pretending to be asleep in the crowd. Poeton is quickly becoming more of a meme monster than Costa. And then there was a return of Jose Aldo. It all started very twitchy. Usually when one guy wants to box and the other guy wants to leg kick, it gets ugly quick. But Jose did a great job of checking him early on, and Martinez just sort of gave up on him and fell into Aldo's fight. Round 2 was fun, a slice of vintage Aldo at points. When combined with a bit of failure to launch from Martinez, it got a bit one-way traffic at times. And Jose looked strong in the third. That time away, and possibly a few extra vitamins, looks like it served him well. And it was fun to see him ripping those body shots. Good fight, good win. Excited to see him back in the cage. And then we have Pantoja versus Erceg. At the start, Erceg looked hilarious in there. And then, once he opens up and lands a beautiful sniper-like combo, showing he's actually a wolf in sheep's clothing. Pantoja got him down though for a bit and kept him there. Fairly interesting round 1. Really fun round 2. Erceg finding his range and getting more comfortable. Pantoja was starting to look a little bit desperate to me. In the corner, after the second round, Pantoja looked like he was a beaten man. He looked like he didn't want to be there. In the third round, they were both trading some lovely combos. Erceg's elbows were beautiful, opening up Pantoja's head towards the end. Pantoja tried to continue to push the wrestling. Steve was doing a pretty good job of holding it off generally. 4th and 5th was Steve beating up Pantoja and throwing a little bit of control time from Pantoja. Frustratingly, Steve threw away a certain victory by persisting to aggressively wrestle with Pantoja towards the end, even though he didn't need to. Even with that, I think it was a draw at best. Other than that one moment when Pantoja was threatening the rear naked choke, he wasn't doing anything on top. And when they were on the feet, Erceg was battering him. If you think of it as a fight, who do you think won? At the end, who looked beaten and who looked fresh? They say damage wins fights, but it seems like laying on people so they can't hit you wins fights. Pantoja kept the belt, but he might have lost the fans. And Steve may have not got the victory, but now everyone knows him and he's only going to get better with experience. And based on that fight, old Stevie boy's going to be okay. Hopefully they run it back. Seems like a lot of people think Erceg won. So that, combined with the fact that it was a good fight, is more than enough reason to run it back. Maybe they hold the rematch at Erzeg's home territory at Dunder Mifflin. But it was a great card. Other than that decision, not too much to moan about. On to the next one. Anyway, if you like this video, give us a sub, check out its playlist of recent bangers. I'll see you next time.